Introducing orthosomnia, which is the obsessive pursuit of perfect sleep. I would just like to pause for a moment and say we in the West can sometimes completely lose our minds. We literally coined a new term, therefore creating a new problem because people are having irrational thoughts about their babies' sleep habits. I'm not referring to people whose babies are having health irregularities, but like, do we really think that 100 years ago or even before that, people were obsessing over their baby not sleeping? First of all, I think it may be related to a broader issue that parents now want the joy of having a child without the responsibility of really nurturing and caring for an actual human being, which is why higher ages, a lot of parents just hand their kids devices with a screen. But then when that child actually needs and desires human to human connection, we don't really know how to deal with it. And I know that we're talking about babies aged 0 to 8 months. However, I still think it's a valid point. We expect everything to be so easy in life that we needed to literally create a new word, a new problem. Back to the story. Babies can pick up on stress their parents are feeling, which makes them feel unsafe or like they're in danger. Of course, especially if you are a first time parent, you may exhibit some uneasiness if your baby may not be sleeping well. However, stress doesn't help the baby or you sleep any better. Babies tend to sleep throughout nights starting between 3 to 6 months. However, a baby can fall outside of that range. By around 8 months of age, babies can go longer stretches of sleeping. There is something called sleep regression, which is when a baby that has had a more normal sleep schedule begins to have irregular sleeping patterns and may be up more during the night, which doctors have noted can signal a physical milestone. The study also found that babies in urban areas tend to sleep better than babies in rural areas. More research is needed to determine why. However, it is thought that access to childcare or more flexible working arrangements could contribute. Also, in cities, there tends to be a sort of white noise that children can get used to. And in rural areas, because it tends to be quieter, any random noise might startle the baby and wake them up.